you just say the name of your business and your role?
Well, my name's Campbell Harvey. My role would be, I don't know, a little bit of everything. Holly's definitely the cooking side, and I'm like the
customer service.
Yeah, customer service helpline.
My name's Holly. I'm from Sheffield originally, but I've not been home properly for about 6 or 7 years. I've just been travelling. I did a few ski seasons where I worked as a chef, so that's where it all started really, on the cooking side of things. And then from there I was just travelling, picking up different recipes. So I've collated like a bit of a menu in my head over time. And then when I was working in Australia, I was a chef at like a very small independent bar. And then I met Campbell.
We'd been thinking about the idea of Icarus and Apollo for quite a long time. Sort of been discussing like a food van and where we'd want it to go and how we'd want to like run our own business. And it was on a little trip that we did to the Philippines, and we're sitting on a beach, and we started to draw out the layout of our sort of dream van idea. When I landed over in the UK after Holly came back from living over there with me.
We just came up with like recipes in the house together, didn't we, when we moved in together? And we were like, actually, we could do this. Like, we were giving it to all our housemates. We had like tasting sessions. We lived in a house with 12 people, so that was pretty easy to test it out on them.
We saw a little caravan for sale up in Middlesbrough, and we decided that we'd just sort of jump on it and buy it. Drove up there, towed it back, parked it on Holly's granddad's driveway, and then spent the next 5 weeks of intense renovation of our little caravan. Started our first few events, and I think it was like our 3rd or 4th event that we were at the cathedral in Sheffield, and then we got announced it was full lockdown, so we just like stopped mid-service and didn't really know what to do. We heard lots of like stories of like other independent businesses who started on certain platforms in Sheffield doing takeaway, and then an opportunity arose here at Steelyard for us to park the caravan. So we parked up in like late March and just parked it up there on the corner and just started serving takeaway food from there. Soon enough it was every single day of the week that we were open, and during summer it was really nice because we had like a little gazebo set up, and customers would come down and recognise our caravan, sit in the sun. Yeah, it was really cool. Holly always wanted a little desk, so we've got our little desk that doubles as our coffee machine on top. The seat can tuck away. We've got a fully operating shower that runs off solar, and a boiler behind here. Have a wander up here, we've got fully functioning sort of kitchen bench, all stainless, oven, gas hob, fridge, our workspace where we normally have like our waffle iron and any other appliances that we might have. Heap of storage space, and it sort of feels a little bit like a TARDIS coming inside. A lot of people look at it from the outside and think like, wow, that's a tiny space. They come in and they're like, oh wow, it's amazing. You've got a shower, the table doubles as a bed, you've got a fully, like, this is bigger than my kitchen at home. Literally, like, I would stand here, I'd be able to do the computer, the printing, the bags, we'd have all of the bags lined up and ready, and Holly would be in this little space, and that was us for 6 months of summer last year. The potential for a container sort of popped up, and we were like, yeah, we may as well take it and just sort of jump in the deep end, and if it's going all right so far, we may as well see what it's like with a proper restaurant. So we started planning and seeing if we could like afford something like this. We didn't have the biggest of budgets to create it, so most of the stuff that's sort of around us is either recycled from the yard itself or hand built and made. So yeah, it's getting to a point where it's almost done, but I feel like it's an endless build and endless love. While we were having the caravan there and like we were transitioning and building, I was building all of this, it was good because she was able to sort of manage all of the food side of things, and I would slowly potter away and just do bits and pieces. It is a good balance of skills that Holly is that managerial side of like food and also like our online presence and that sort of thing. But then I can come in here and like knock up the bar or a kitchen bench or a table or that sort of thing. So
when I went to India, I was particularly inspired to be vegetarian because there's just so many dishes. I'd say a lot of the places that I found whilst I was travelling or in the UK, it was all based around fake meat. So it's people trying to interpret what they have had before. We wanted to branch out from that a bit, so we try and use just it's mainly just all fruit and veg, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've found a massive difference in myself since being vegetarian, so I want other people to experience that and not have such a limited view on what can be done with vegan and vegetarian food as well. All the people on Steelyard that have helped us, like, they've become our friends, which has been like magnified because of lockdown. They're the only people you see, so like they're basically like our little family now. All our customers, like, we get a lot of return custom, and they're so nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I feel like they constantly come in and ask like how we're doing and what we're up to. We know most of them by name, which is pretty cool now. Like, they feel literally just like friends coming up to like see how we're doing.
The whole lockdown situation has just made it a lot more intense, but we have found that people have been really friendly. Other business owners and just the general public have really like got behind us, I think, in a way that they wouldn't normally have.
The love and support, in a way, of people around, especially in Sheffield, for us, has been massive. It's been a challenge, but I think a really good challenge to see that, like, we constantly sort of try to remind ourselves, like, even though this is like it's stressful and it's a challenge, thinking like we're going through literally such a like crisis in the world and so many people are going through other problems, that if we're sort of still ticking by and we can still open day to day, it's going all right.